All right, world, welcome back. It's been another challenging and fun month. Challenging.
I like how you threw in the word fun.
Not fun, but
it's okay. It's been kind of fun.
We're persevering. So
yes.
It is June 12th. Our last update was May 14th, and I guess the biggest thing that happened in the past month is we launched a new funnel. For those of you who don't know, a funnel is just how to get people to buy stuff. It's still processing, but basically I think it took us about a week, 2.5 weeks to launch it because we had to build a new landing page, basically a video sales letter, which Kayla is the star of, landing page, set up all the tracking, film the ads and stuff like that. Why don't you tell people about kind of like what happens, like what type of things you see in the funnel?
First of all, shout out to Gregory because he freaking crushed it for the funnel. The funnel became his baby basically, and he made sure that baby grew up. So major shout out to you for that. So there's a few metrics that we look at when we build what's called a funnel. One of them comes from a thing called Typeform. It's basically people filling out this form that answers a bunch of questions about like, hey, can you actually afford this? And if they get through that, they can schedule what's called a Calendly. And it's basically a calendar invite. We hop on a meeting with them, talk to them, see what they actually need. And then sales call, which is Gregory's favorite, and he's been the king of. And basically we try to get them to close with us and work with us. And then the last thing is, that's closed. Okay, so we try to close them basically. And talk about who we close. You closed.
Partially. We closed one mini client, not exactly the price we wanted, and we're basically breaking it up into payments. So progression here.
Hey, one step closer. Yeah. Very proud of you and how you handled that actually.
Thank you. What I do enjoy though is like the progressive growth in like the funnel and also things like sales. We look at our scripts every day. We listen to all of our shout out Joey for all of your setting up capabilities, and
shout out.
We listen to his calls and give him feedback. We watch or listen to my calls, Kayla and myself. We check the automations and everything. So slowly but surely, I'm still not fully confident, but I see progress every day, so at least that's something. In other news, the past one.
So I'm going to call it trimming the fat.
Yes.
In my Delulu optimism. That's our word of the month, Delulu. We lost a few clients, and luckily most of them were on the smaller side, so it wasn't too much of a financial hit. And I think it was good that we kind of got rid of some of these clients because it wasn't in our target scope. So there's that. But is there anything else you want to say about that?
Yeah. In the spirit of optimism, though, like Kayla said, trim the fat. We can now focus on like the more. So this is really a season of like refining everything, because when we were doing so much in the beginning of the year, a lot of different services, a lot of different clients. Now we're just focused like be perfect on like sales, be perfect on this client or these type of clients. So we're really trying to just get really good at a small number of things.
Yes, absolutely.
But go for it.
Yeah, but we did have 2 small wins. So we had one client who had to take a little break that came back. And then we had another client that we did like a little setup for, and then they're continuing their service with us. So that was great. And then in terms of our clients who we're currently working with, we actually had 2 cool little opportunities. Do you want to talk about those?
No, I'll talk about one. We went to San Diego for my sister's graduation, and just down the block, our very first client, who's been with us for 2 years.
Number 1, yes.
So we stopped by and walked into her med spa and kind of went out to eat with her. Took her out to eat.
Yeah, that was really fun. And then more recently, we went up to Seattle, and we were able to see one of our other clients. Very different business, but still very cool to see. I know you were nerding out about inventory and all that good stuff. So that was cool. Yeah. All right. Should I talk about operations?
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So operations, there's a few things that happened. We have been trying to get a manager, and unfortunately it just hasn't worked out for us yet. But we came to the conclusion that we actually don't really need a manager. So that was kind of a nice revelation. Gregory and I have been taking handle of most things. And the team, I would say, is getting a lot better. Like everyone kind of knows what they're doing. Like you said about refinement, now that we're not dragging the team every direction, they know how to get better at their jobs, which is awesome. And that's a text message from our funnel.
Let's go.
Another thing we have is something called company dinner. And basically it's a time for the team to, chat with us, build the team culture, and it's a fun little gathering.
Yeah, I think something else that we've been doing in the past 2 months, company dinner, weekly meetings, and we started donating to charity. I don't know if we put that on the last video.
That's true.
So everyone gets like a $25 gift card, and then we have everyone share which charity they donated to from this website called every.org. So if you want to check that out.
Really like that.
In spirit of growth, Kayla and I have been we work about 7 to 8 hours a day.
Yep.
And we always try to spend like 30 minutes of that on, the next business. And the current flavor of the month is a new YouTube channel. So we're going to start a new YouTube channel called AI Made Simple. The whole ideal is to make an AI channel
Make a channel about AI.
With AI.
With AI.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, and then we have been much more diligent, I think, about learning this month than last month. We have been watching this interesting course called, it's like Ty Lopez, and it's his 67 Steps course. It's kind of a long course, but I feel like I learn something new every day from it. So it's kind of fun to watch, actually.
Yeah.
And then,
it's the first 10 minutes of our workday. So after Kayla makes the smoothies, we sit down, and before as much as possible before we respond to messages and emails, we'll just drink smoothie while listening to 10 minutes of Thai.
Yeah.
It's a long course, so we're just slowly getting through it.
Yep. And then we have been doing our mentorship learning. So that's been good. Been learning a lot from that one. Yeah. And we do that at the end of our day to wrap up. So
I say most of the mentorship learning has been sales focused.
Yes.
And also funnel optimization focused.
Yes.
So as part of the funnel earlier, I basically now every day, twice a day actually, I keep track of the metrics of like opt-in rates and like close rates and booking rates and all that. So anyway.
Okay, now on to reading. Wow, you have a very long reading list.
It's a different,
I am reading one book right now. I'm not even reading it. I'm listening to it.
Talk about it.
It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. It's not a book that I'm super familiar with until we basically started business, and I love that book. That book is amazing. Everyone, I think, should read that, to be honest with you. It talks about so much more than business. It talks about how do you become a better person, how do you think about yourself as a better person, all that good stuff. And I'm kind of obsessed with that book right now, so awesome. Highly recommend.
I love hearing her summaries at night after we finish reading.
Yeah.
Since we last talked, I finally finished Culture Code.
Yay!
It took a month and a half.
Yay!
And after that, and because of Ty Lopez, he was like, sometimes you don't have to finish the whole book. You can kind of just skim things. So I'm on a new mission. I'm basically reading samples on Kindle. So Kindle gives you anywhere from like 10 minutes to like 2 hours, depending on the size of the book. So my goal is to just, at least until end of June, just do samples. So I've done the one thing that was intriguing. It's about basically just like, it's saying like to be successful, you should just focus on one thing at a time. This book called Going Home, Jesus and Buddha as Brothers. I finished that sample. It was really dry and hard to understand. So this is yet another book. Like when I tried to read Siddhartha, I couldn't even get through Siddhartha. Yeah. Die with Zero. That's my current like passion project. Basically teaching you to like use all your money before you die. I just did the sample, but I have a feeling after I finish this June thing, I'm going to read the whole book of that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Built from Scratch, which is like the origin story of Home Depot guys. 0 to 1, which is about, it's from Peter Thiel. He's like a venture capitalist, and it's basically about 0 to 1. So it's like people who like really make a change in the industry go from making something out of nothing. So like, let's say social media and Facebook versus people who just do 1 to like infinity, which is like assembly line, like do the same thing over and over, or things that other people already do.
Okay.
Lean Startup, just about small companies. Civilization and its discontent. I didn't really get that. That's Ty Lopez. I think it was Freud or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like an old book.
Grit is decent. It's just about like successes from people who work hard. The 7-figure agency roadmap, that was pretty straightforward because we are in an agency. The Little Red Book of Selling, that looked intriguing. And then I'm currently on The 4, which is basically like a tech history book of Amazon, Facebook, Google, and Apple. Yeah. So anyway, that's a lot. I just realized. But again, this only takes like 10 to 20 minutes each. So I'm just kind of like speed reading through these. So.
I know. I think I know your answer. But tell the people, what is your favorite sample so far?
Oh yeah, it's Die with Zero.
Yeah.
I think. I think
just had to put it out there.
I think where I am in life, it makes a lot of sense. And so when I'm done with this June month, I'm probably going to read the entire book of Die with Zero and have another, I don't know, midlife crisis or something. So,
nice, fun. All right. I'll talk about some personal stuff. So, like we mentioned earlier, we went to San Diego for your sister's graduation. Congrats to her. We watched Mission Impossible. That was fun. I like watching that movie.
I love it.
We went to the DMV, which actually turned out kind of fun because I hung out with my parents there.
There you go.
I'm still waiting for paperwork, so if you're the DMV and you're watching this, please send me my title. Real estate wise, I'll let you talk about that. And then can I talk about the last two? Yeah. So we went to Seattle. That was super fun. Thank you to the people who hosted us so graciously, and everyone that we saw there. And we just had our annual physical because we about that healthy life. So yeah, you can talk about real estate.
Yeah, real estate. A tenant moved out, so we had to fill in the room. So now I think the house is fully filled, which is great. There was an issue with the garage for some reason, but Kayla, being very handy, figured it out. And we're preparing for a move, so stay tuned for that.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, next month, goal number 1. Get more sales. Get more freaking sales. I think that's both of our priorities. Better content. We want to make better videos, make it more engaging. It's Father's Day this weekend. Thank you, Dad, and to all the fathers out there. Another trip.
Yeah, we're going to do I didn't want to say
yeah.
We're going on another trip and then move when we get back.
Yay!
So that's where we are. When we come back next month, we'll be millionaires. That's the goal.
Let's go. Fingers crossed.
All right, that's the monthly update. Stay tuned next time.
Boom. Hey.